The Polynesian Resort is probably my favorite of the deluxe resorts at Disney World. I've definitely spent the most time here, and I have a lot of memories that go along with it. When I was younger, we used to come to Florida every year to visit my great-grandmother who was down here, and every year we'd make a stop at Disney on the way. But my mother was a single mother with 4 children, so we often stayed off-site, and it wasn't until I moved here in my early 20s that I started to have experiences with the deluxe resorts.
First time I stayed at the Polynesian was with my girlfriend. Her family, or her grandfather rather, had gotten her a room for her birthday during the college program. And it was me and a couple of our friends all stayed in the room for her birthday. It was just a great experience. We all, at the end of the night, got to go out by the beach and just sit out and have jokes and wait for the fireworks. It was a great experience.
The Polynesian is actually my first deluxe resort that I ever stayed at. Back in 1996, we were obviously coming down to Disney World on vacation, and we typically stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter now. And whenever we went to book that, we actually couldn't get a room. All they had was Dixie Landings, which is Port Orleans Riverside now at the time, and that was only for a couple days. So my parents decided to actually do a split stay and throw on the Polynesian.
The Polynesian is one of those resorts that really drives home for me how good Disney is at theming. Every time I would go into the Polynesian, you know, that tropical feel, the lush landscaping, the long houses would make me want to go to Hawaii, would make me want to go see the Pacific Islands. And the first several times I went to the Polynesian, I had never been there. And this is an experience I've had so many times, seeing things at Disney World, and then actually going to the places that inspired them and finding out just how good the theming is. So, the Polynesian, really just like drove home that bucket list. I wanted to go see Hawaii. I wanted to go see the Hawaiian Islands. And then going and doing that and coming back and you're like, yeah, you know what? They really got this right.
One of my first memories with this resort specifically is when I moved here kind of on a whim. I only had one friend here, and I was trying to make new friends, and all my roommates were cast members, and they knew the ins and outs of Disney World, as many do. And they asked me do you want to go watch the fireworks at Magic Kingdom? Or do you want to watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks? And I thought, yeah, sure. I don't know these people, but I'll go out and bond with them. And they took me here to the Polynesian Resort, and I remember being very confused about why are we here? I thought we were going to the Magic Kingdom to watch the fireworks. And they took me up into this like grassy little spot out here, right off of one of the beaches, and we watched the 4th of July fireworks. And I remember being with them and kind of just looking around and taking in where I was. I wasn't in the small town where I'd come anymore. I was in this place that just, these fireworks, looking out over this water, there's a castle, and just this amazing view, seeing these things that I was seeing, being with these people I was with, it just, it's an instant memory maker.
Ohana is one of, there's a lot of places I like to eat at the Polynesian. I love the Kona Cafe. Especially for breakfast. That's an awesome place for breakfast. And I love Ohana, especially at dinner. That, all you can eat, family style, and like really good food. And the atmosphere, especially with the entertainment and the stuff they do with the kids, it's really special. It's really special. It's one of the places I really enjoy eating, but it's one of those places you need to make reservations in advance because it's very, very, very popular. But it's worth working to get a reservation there.
One of my favorite places to go on Disney property is actually at the Polynesian Resort, which is Ohana. I think it is one of the best dining experiences that you can have. The food is amazing. It's all served family style. All the servers come out, they'll bring out these giant chunks of meat on these skewers. There's like steak, chicken, shrimp the size of your fist. There's an amazing, these wings. The dessert is this bread pudding that I can't even describe. It is just heaven. My mouth is literally watering thinking about it right now. In fact, my aunt, she came to visit me. It was her first trip ever to Disney World when my cousin, her son, graduated high school. And I thought, this is a great place. Like, I'm gonna take her here. We're gonna have so much fun. And we went there and they loved it. They loved the experience so much. I remember the chef came out and she was just saying how much she loved the dessert, and he left and came back like 5 or 10 minutes later with this piece of paper, and he handed it to her and it's like, this is the recipe. You can go back and now you can try to make this dessert. And she every day when I go, not every day, but any chance I get to go back home, she always has that dessert ready for me. It's Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's a random weekend in March, but you know, and she'll tell me the same story about how the chef came out and how much they loved the dinner and everything. And it's just funny that, you know, I know she's not intentionally repeating herself, but it's just funny that you can have such a little thing as a meal at one of these resorts can have an impact on somebody like that it can automatically become a tradition in your family. You can create a memory so strong that it just ripples through your life like that.
One of the restaurants that I really love here at the Polynesian is Ohana. It's a fun family-style restaurant that they bring out the food to you they have shrimp, they have steak, they have chicken, and they bring it out on these skewers, and you can load up on as much food as you want. And it's really fun because the family style that it brings, everyone's around a table and everyone's sharing all the same food. You kind of get to share the experience with everyone because you're trying the same foods and saying the things that everyone really likes, and it's just a fun experience to eat together and eat the same things together. And it's a really great meal and I love it every time I go.
For me, the Polynesian almost has too many dining options. I love Ohana, all you can eat, all the meats. I skip all the fillers there. It's just, why would you pass up on all the good meat that they're serving there? But then again, I also love Captain Cook's and having their take on nachos there. It's just absolutely wonderful. Melts in your mouth, barbecued pulled pork. It's great Hawaiian food, but I eat at Kona more regularly than anywhere else. I love their tuna sandwich that they have at lunch. It's just, it has all those Hawaiian flavors that you really want to try. The sushi bar right outside of Kona Cafe, though, is easily one of the best places to get a meal before you go into the Magic Kingdom. I find myself doing it at every single time we have to go to one of the parties. Anytime I'm just going into Magic Kingdom to meet a friend, for some reason I always stop at the sushi bar, grab a roll, grab a beer. It's just really great quality food. Not even a bad price for the sushi, and it's just great people watching right there. Trader Sam's means a lot to me, almost more than any other place on property. My first trip out to Disneyland, experiencing their Trader Sam's just changed my life in terms of drinking at Disney. And then that we actually got our own version out here was just absolutely magnificent. But Disney, being creative, they didn't decide to just do a replica version. Instead, they took it into a different time era, got more into the 50s and 60s tiki culture, adding all those little elements from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but still retaining some of the classics from the one over at Disneyland.
It's more than just a bar where you could go up and get a drink and sit down. It's an experience where there's interactive elements to the whole bar where you know, things shine up on the walls or funny noises go off, and the waiters get really into it. So it's a really fun experience. Each drink has some fun aspect to it that makes you want to come back and try it again over and over.
One of the best parts of it is just everywhere you look around inside Trader Sam's, you're going to find something that you probably didn't find before. Between an orange bird reference here or one of the props that they used to have in Maelstrom hanging on the wall in there. It's just, there's always something different to find in there that you may have not seen before. And that's part of what I love. And if you don't enjoy the props, you might enjoy all of the different effects that go off in there too. Aoa. They pulled Aoa out of the old Enchanted Tiki room whenever the fire happened, and now she has a permanent home in Trader Sam's. And not only is the drink great, but then all of a sudden whenever Aoa lights up, the entire room just stops and stares. And it's special moments like that that make Trader Sam's stand out above the rest.
The rooms at the Polynesian are also among the largest on property. I mean, they're huge. And just, again, carries that theme beautifully, especially the color palette they use, some of the lighter woods and the pastels, and they just kind of bring that tropical feel into the room with you. And that's something I think Disney does brilliantly, is in carrying the theme through every aspect of the experience when you're in one of the resorts.
The rooms at Polynesian are among my favorites on property anywhere. First off, if you get a room looking at the Magic Kingdom, you're golden. But then on top of it, all the rooms are the same size. And by that, they're big and they're comfortable. And all those tiki flares that you find around the resort are all in the rooms too. I mean, of course they're comfortable. It's the Polynesian. It's hard to not be comfortable in those rooms. And especially it's nice having the daybed couch in there, so that way you can just relax, not sitting on a bed in your room. I love these rooms so much.
Concierge at the Polynesian is an experience. If you have the means, I highly suggest it. The Concierge Lounge is spectacular. It is this 2-story window that overlooks the Magic Kingdom. And again, you know, you want to talk about incredible places to watch the fireworks. They lower the lights, they pipe in the music, and wow. I mean, it's just an incredible experience. And some of those longhouses that face the Magic Kingdom offer that same view.
Today I was lucky enough to visit the Bora Bora bungalows, and I thought I had seen like first class before, but I had no idea. I mean, these things are beautiful. I mean, you come in, there's these amazing bathrooms that are huge. They have waterfall showers. There's a tub out on the back porch. There's a pool right while you're on the water. You can see the Magic Kingdom right out the window. It takes your breath away. It's just beautiful, and I think it is by far one of the best and greatest additions I've seen at Disney World in my time. I actually honestly never thought that this is a place that I would ever come and see and get to see, and it's just incredible.
I really like Disney history. I love knowing the things that happened here right when it opened. And the Polynesian was one of the first 2 resorts. And I think that there's just some cool magic to that. I think that you can't really experience that anyplace else besides, you know, the 2 original hotels. And that's just something that's really special to me, because I love Disney in a way that I love to look back and see where it all started. I saw this postcard that was in a thrift store a long time ago that had the original concept artwork for the Vacation Kingdom area of the Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World, and it was just basically Seven Seas Lagoon at that point. And all that was on this postcard was the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Magic Kingdom, and what was never built where the Grand Floridian is now is the Asian Hotel. And seeing that postcard and then getting to experiencing the Polynesian after seeing like this almost relic of Disney history was like stepping inside the history of Walt Disney World, seeing like this place that, you know, some of the places on that postcard don't even exist because it was made so long ago, but seeing that history come to life for me was really, really fun.
As great as my first day was at the Polynesian, I think it also impacted how I actually celebrate things on property too now, because the Polynesian always seems to be that place that I go whenever something big is happening. Almost every 4th of July, I'm there celebrating Independence Day with a meal at Kona before going out to watch the fireworks on the beach with the rest of the crowds. I've had a birthday at the Luau before, and you know, it's just all these special moments seem to end up happening at the Polynesian, unlike any other resort on property. But I think, again, it's the whole atmosphere of the resort. It just has that vibe that you want to do things there, even if it's having one of those once in a lifetime meals during Wishes at Ohana, looking at the window, getting that great view of the fireworks, or if it's as simple as sitting down on the Tiki Terrace having a drink at Trader Sam's. It's just, there's always a way to celebrate something there more than anywhere else for me.
I can honestly say I find new things at the Polynesian all the time that I feel like I instantly fall in love with. Even just this morning, I came in earlier than I've maybe ever been here before. It was 7:30 in the morning, and just walking through that lobby while it's still kind of quiet, going out the back door, just watching the sun come up, and you can see the castle, you know, straight through the lobby, and it just automatically puts you in this mood, this relaxed environment, this relaxed mood. It's everywhere here. It's in the woodwork, it's in the tikis that you see everywhere, it's in the lush flowers that are just here year round. It's just, there's beaches everywhere, there's chairs. This hotel, in the most calming scream you can think of, screams at you to just relax and enjoy what's around you and appreciate where you are, and it really sucks you into the moment. And it really makes you stop and take a breath and you just breathe it in here. And that's honestly like why this is one of my favorite places, that something as simple as just walking down a sidewalk can just be therapy for you.